Hello, hello. Happy Monday here. Shauna Marie Fisher doing my Sunday night live that I usually do every Sunday at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, doing it on Monday. So anyway, I am here. And the good news is you guys have an extra bonus this week since I'm coming on right now at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Guess what that means? That means I'll be on twice this week because I'll be back on Sunday at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time as well. So I'm going to give everybody a minute. You might not be here just because it's a different day, so you guys might not be used to that. So I'm going to give it a moment to see who comes on here. I don't know where you guys are, but boy, where I'm at here in Vancouver, Washington, boy, it is hot, hot, hot today. It was like over 100 today. It was like, oh man, so hot. And I don't know about you, but I am not a hot weather girl. Hi, Mandy. Hey, Brianna. I'm more of like a 80, 85 and under kind of girl. When it gets to be like close to 90 or 100, I'm like, no, 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 no. I do not love the heat. I'd rather have the cool. So you know what? It's a blessing that I live here in the Pacific Northwest, right? Because it's usually not this hot here. But oh man, it's like Mandy's saying, it's brutal in Oregon too, right, Mandy? It's like, whoa, when that heat, it's like, whoo. Oh, Carol. Okay. And hey, Nancy, Carol is lucky. Carol says, it is 70 here with my windows open. Oh, Carol, that sounds amazing. Like 70 degrees. That is perfect. I love that temperature. And then Brianna says it was 77 degrees here in Maine. Oh, yeah, 77. That's not too bad, because it's under that 80 threshold. And then Carol says we've had high 90s for a long time. Oh, I know, 90 degrees. Like, I don't know, like to each his own, but like I could never live in like the desert, like in Arizona or like Vegas or something like that. Like I would literally, like I do not think I would survive. Like I would not. I just don't do well in the heat. It makes me really cranky. The heat does. I don't know about you guys, but like I can't believe I'm admitting that. But the heat makes me really cranky. I don't like it. I'd rather have it be cooler. So I guess we all have our thing, and so it's why it's good. I live in the Pacific Northwest where I have like the mountains close by and I have the ocean close by, which is amazing. So anyway. So speaking of like this time of year, right? The hot time of year, I've been doing some posts of sharing like some tips for the 4th of July, but I wanted to offer some like individualized stuff for people, right? Because each pet is individual on things that work for them during the 4th of July. Maybe some of them might have like special things that might help them, right? So what I did with that 4th of July coming up, I created a 30-minute 4th of July animal communication session, a 30-minute one where it's tuning into your pet for what will help them with the 4th of July fireworks, like any special request or any insight they have into that with the 4th of July. And who knows, maybe a couple other things will come up as well. And then also to an energy healing session to bring them calm during the 4th of July fireworks will also be included. And you can choose when I do that energy healing session. We could do it like on the 4th or after we do that, communication session, because it is good to kind of help them to, prepare for that, for that 4th of July, right? Like it's really good to help them prepare now. So those things we can do now to help. So you can see, there's been some stuff that I've shared about that. And hey, Cindy, and hey, Lisa, and hey, Teresa, good to see you too. And Lisa says it's been 103 in Texas. Woo, that is hot, friend. Oh my goodness. Woo, hot, hot, hot. And then, Mandy says, I haven't been on lately. I'm usually live on my business page when you go live on Sunday. Oh, well, cool. I'm glad that you can like join me tonight, Mandy. That's awesome. And maybe with aside from my Sunday lives, maybe that's like a cool thing that maybe I should do maybe like one other live during the week. That's aside from my Sunday live, just so you could join too, because it's always nice to see you. And now I'm gonna have to check out your your business page too, and see what you do on Sundays as well, because I always love to check out other people's work too, and support what other people are doing too, because I think that's really, 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 really important to do that. So there you go. I love that. And then let's see here. I'm posting the link to my link tree, and it has my the link to schedule an appointment, and it has that 4th of July special and all the other stuff. So thanks to my friend Carol for with helping me create my my link tree. Oh my goodness. And then let's see here. Mandy says, I'm always down to show support when I can be here. Thank you, Mandy. Yeah, definitely. Please send me a private message with your info, because I'd love to check out what you're doing. I think that's awesome. And let's see here. Carol. Okay. Yes, Carol. I'm definitely doing questions. Let me take a drink of water. Because with the heat, I'm trying to stay hydrated, and nothing hydrates you more than water, right? Water is the best hydration tool there is ever. So Carol, oh my goodness, Carol says, not sure if you're doing questions. A Facebook friend has a missing dog for a couple weeks. Zazie is a big Dane. And then is there a drone looking, or you said it's Zazie is a big Dane? If you could clarify that, if Zazie is a big Dane, or if there's a drone looking. So let's see here. So what I get with it's a Great Dane, like a Great Dane. Okay, cool, awesome. And hey, Michelle, good to see you, Michelle, too. Okay, so a Great Dane. Okay, so what I get with the Great Dane is that I am where I went missing in my neighborhood. And you have a pic on your page, but I can't share it here. Okay, cool. I'll go back and look on your page and see the picture too when I can. But the first thing I look at when I tune into Zazie is I get I'm in front of where I live, not behind, in front, and there's 3 or 4 neighborhoods. I'm in the 3 to 4 neighborhood range. I'm in that 3 to 4 neighborhood range of where I went missing. I'm in the 3 to 4 neighborhood range of where I went missing, and there's lots of ivy around me. There's lots of ivy, kind of ivy type bushes. So it looks like ivy, lots of bushes and greenery near me. There's lots of greenery, and it's like Zazie's showing me little bushes that look like little ivy leaves, little leaves, there's little shiny leaves near me. There's lots of little shiny leaves that look like bushes, bushes. And you said you think they're in a farming community. Yeah, so 3 or 4 over from where our community is. I keep getting 3 or 4 over from where our community is, and I can see kind of it makes me think of a little silo kind of barn near me. So look near and far, and put signs everywhere, especially on those streets that kind of have that one road, that have those one roads. Really look on those streets and just keep putting the word out, and just keep imagining that I find the right person to get me back home, keep imagining and seeing that I find the right person to get me back home, and that's what I get. And I get just don't give up is what I get with Zazie. I get Zazie says, don't give up. Keep looking. I'm here. You're just gonna have to Zazie's having me go like this. You're just gonna have to look a little further than what you thought you were having to look, is what I get. So there's that. And then oh, I like that, Mandy. Mandy says maybe go to that neighborhood and lay his dog bed out. Maybe he can smell it. Yeah, so maybe lay some of his stuff out, even like by where they're at. And also too, they have tracking dogs too. So see if they maybe have a tracking dog that can help track the scent too. Like, and I guess just get like, I'm so close, just keep imagining me finding the right person and keep putting the word out, like, and just don't give up, don't give up. And I'm the sweetest, best boy ever. And yeah, because he does look like a sweet boy, and he feels so sweet from what I'm tuning into as well. So yeah, so thank you, Mandy. And then Carol, keep me posted, and feel free to have them reach out to me. And I'd be more than happy to help them. And actually, like, and hey, Emmy, and speaking of, and hey, Trisha, good to see you. Speaking of lost pets, I'm gonna actually do like a story about it. But I actually, what was it, last week? There was somebody that was missing their snake. It got out of their enclosure and like went into their basement, and was down there, and I was able to help them find their snake. So they found their snake, and their snake was missing like 3 months, and their snake ended up being okay and is doing really well now. So just don't ever give up hope is what I mean to say with that. Just don't ever give up hope. And then Carol says, I will. I don't know them personally, but I told them of your Facebook lives. Cool. Thank you, Carol. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. And it's cool, like, right, even if we don't know people personally, like how we can all come together, 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 all come together is really, really important. So there we go. And then Trisha says, anything from B. So Bailey says, like, Bailey is showing me apples for some reason, like red pieces of apple. So red pieces of apple and like a tug thing. Like I want a tug. I want a tug. And I want to have some stuff like I can chew with my teeth, like to chew with my teeth. And that I like to floss my teeth. And I want some apples, which is so interesting. Even like dehydrated and dried apples or fresh apples. Like I want some apples. And when are we going to go on an adventure? Because I really want to go on an adventure and check out somewhere new that we haven't been before and go on a fun venture that I'm really, 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 really game to go on a venture. So B's like, let's go. Bailey's like, let's go. Like, and then Bailey's showing me like a frisbee too, which Bailey's never showed me that before. Like throw. Like I want to just go have some fun, and I want to just go sit out at the park and in the grass, and I just want to sit out and have fun with you. And sit out and have fun with you is what I want to do. That's what I get from Bailey. So Bailey. And then Carol says, she shared his picture and I just melted. Oh, Carol, you have such a big heart. My friend Carol here is so amazing. She has her Embrace Your Life Facebook group, and then her Positive Focus Facebook page, and she does like global hugs, and so she's like having people coordinate in all these different areas, and I think it's in September or something like that. So if you're interested in that, follow Carol. She's amazing. Let's see here. And then let's see here. Michelle says, is there anything Kaya wants or needs? Kaya says, like, I just love you so much, and that like I want to hear your voice sometimes when you're at work, even though I know you come check on me. Like I want to hear your voice. So Kaya showed me like one of those like pet cams where you can go and talk into the cam when you're not with them. And some of them like even like throw treats and all of that. Like Kaya's like, I want to like hear and feel your presence. So keep checking in on me when you're not there with me, because I really love feeling your presence and having your presence around. Like I really, really, really love that so much. And Kaya says, I want you to get like a really cool, pretty rock just for me. That's like the Kaya stone. I want you to get a Kaya stone. And that I'm so happy to be with you. That Kaya says, I love you so much. And that I'm so, so happy to be with you. Like, I love you so much is what Kaya says. And hey, Lee, good to see you, Lee. And see here, I'll get your question here in just a second here. And Emmy says, a mini horse at the rescue has a problem with his eye. Sammy may need to have surgery to have it removed. Can you tell how much pain he is in? So when I tune into Sammy, I get like, ow, ow, ow. I get like an 11. I get like 1, 1. Like I get like it's really, really bothering me and just keep showing me and reminding me that like, oh my gosh, this is gonna give me so much relief and so much relief, and it just keep reminding me that it's gonna make me like feel better, and that I'll be able to see good with my other eye, and get me like a little patch for my eye too. So I have a little patch for my eye. I'd like to have a little patch for my eye. So so much love to that mini horse there. Oh my goodness. So and Lee says, Miss Safi Noodles. I love that. Safi Noodles has been kind of on and off with eating her kibble. She seems to want extra stuff mixed in, otherwise known as spoiled. Let's see here. So I'm going to go to that in just a second here. And then Michelle says, oh, she's so sweet, but can also be a crazy kitten. I come home for lunch every day and she cries when I leave. Yeah, because she's like, I love you. She's like, I want you to get one of those, like she would love one of those camera things. And if you leave on some like calming music for pets, they actually have that. So I would look into that and see what you could do. Because she's like, I love the attention. She's like, I love it when you're here. Because she just has that connection with you. She's like, we have that connection. We have that connection is what I get there. And so I'm going to jump back to Safi Noodles here. So Safi Noodles says it's like that, like sometimes it's just like, oh, like I want my food to be like more like exciting, and it hasn't been like as exciting lately. It hasn't been as exciting, and I want it to be more exciting. Like I want it, it's so funny because Miss Safi Noodles is showing me like popcorn. Like I want it to pop, pop, pop. I want my food to pop, 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 and like really mix it up and stir things up, like stir things up, stir things up, stir things up, like stir things up. I want you to like stir it up and add some like stuff that's gonna like pop, pop, pop in my food, like pop, pop, pop. And this is so weird that I have to say everything I pick up on, but I just had an image of like Pop Rocks flash into my head. So you remember Pop Rocks from when you were a kid, right? You put them in your mouth and they go pop, 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 pop. So Miss Safi Noodle says, I like stuff that like pop, 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 that it's like I never know kind of like what I'm gonna get in that different bite and that different like texture of things, that I like that mixed up. And I get too, if you add like a little bit of like warm water or a little bit of broth, that would really help as well, that would really help too. And then also to make sure like that I'm staying cool as well, as like Safi Noodles is having me go like this, like make sure I'm staying cool as well, and that will help me too. So, and just like make it pop, pop, pop and mix things up is what I get there. So, oh my goodness, I love that, Miss Safi Noodles. And hey, Lee Michael, good to see you, friend. Good to see you. And then, yes, Michelle says that Kaya is short for kyanite because Emmy was mentioning Kaya, the stone kyanite. I love that. I love that so much. And then there's like another stone. I forget what this is called, but like I'm being drawn to like this kind of stone too for kyanite too. Kyanite showing me something like this. It's like, and I forget what this is called. But something like a supercharged stone for me. Like you'll know, like when you find it. So I get kyanite and then that too. Like, and yes, I agree, Mandy, right? It's such a cool name, right? I agree. So let's see here. And hey, Alyssa, good to see you, friend. I hope all is well with the new kitty and Ducky Louise. I hope they're all doing well together. Let's see here. And then Emmy says, thank you so much. I assume the pain was 11 out of 10. Darn, I will tell her mom. Okay. Yeah, so okay, so that, yeah, oh, so much love there, Emmy. And yeah, you're so welcome. And then you said you live in Las Vegas, so it's currently 106. And that's another thing too that Safi Noodle wants to mention too. It's like when that heat, it's just like, ugh, it's just like I feel just kind of like, ugh. It's just I feel like just the, so it's like really mix things up there. And oh, so much love to you both. Oh my goodness. And then Michelle, so this is the crystal. So I got this from from Tara Jack, and I forget what it's called. I want to say it's like something with a U or something like that. Like I forget what it's called. I totally forget what it's called, but I got it from Tara Jack is who I got it from. So she's like my crystal person who I get like a lot of my crystals from is Tara. So that's what it is. I don't know the name of the stone though, but that's the crystal there. Kyanite was showing me that with kyanite. So there you go. So there is that. So cool. Let's see here. Oh, cool. Let's see. Okay. So Mandy says I could tell you, but I just can't see it well enough. So let's see if I can make it. Can you see that better now, Mandy? So this is the stone. Maybe if I go like this with it and go like that, maybe you could see it a little bit better, Mandy, because Mandy says she might know what it is. So that would be awesome, Mandy, if you knew what it was. So that's so yes, I think it might be something like that. You said lepidolite. I think it might be something. It's kind of like a light kind of like grayish, and it has like a little hint of purple and green, I think, in it, but it's more like kind of like a grayish and white. I know it's hard to see like in the camera though, right? So yeah, that's what I think that it is the lepidolites. I totally am saying that wrong. Like, oh my gosh, sorry, but it's LEPO DOLITE. I think that's what it is, or like eucalyptus or something like that. I want to say like eucalyptus or something like that. But yeah, I think that's what it is. Mandy says that she thinks that's what it is too. So I totally I definitely believe it's something like that. So thank you, Mandy. I love that. And then you said it's good for anxiety and it has lithium in it. So cool. So that could actually help Kaya to bring her some like calmness when you're not there, to kind of like give her some extra comfort. So that could actually really help her. How cool is that? And hey, Patty, good to see you, Patty. And then, oops, wait, what did I just push the wrong button? And hey, Melissa, good to see you, Melissa, as well, and Patty. And then let's see here. And thank you, Mandy. Oh my goodness, I love it. And then let's see here. And then Alyssa says, yes, Delilah and Ducky are getting along better every day. Delilah no longer hisses, although I think she is still learning how to play, right? Yeah, it takes some time, right? Like, especially cats, like all animals, it can take them like 3 months or so to kind of like adjust, right? They don't always adjust right away. It could definitely take them some time for sure. And then, thank you, Alyssa. Alyssa says, awesome memory. And then you said, I still need to make her a safe place with a box. So yeah, you'll totally get that, Alyssa. Like, you'll get it, and all in the right time. And you probably are just, since you're still getting used to her and she's getting acclimated to you and you're getting acclimated to her, you're probably like figuring out like, okay, where are we going to put this box? Like, so it's like, then you'll know like what will be the perfect size box and what will be the, perfect place to put it and all of that. Right. So that'll all, that'll just all like organically, come together. Right. So it'll all just, organically come together like that. So there is that. So cool. You guys are so amazing. And then too, I shared my link tree earlier. So I do have that that special I did share on here, that special 4th of July special that I have. So if you have a pet that has trouble with the 4th of July and you could use some extra support, then I discounted that and have an energy healing session included with it as well. And I have been sharing some tips to help with the 4th of July as well. So you can go back and look through those. And then Alyssa says, yes, there's no room for it currently. When my roomie moves out, I can do that. Oh my goodness. So Delilah says, okay, I like the roomie, but I'm really excited about that. So I'll have that more space. And Ducky's like, yes, then you'll have that space over there because I already have my space over here. So then you'll have your space over there. So it'll be perfect. And it's not that we don't like her, but like the roommate, it'll just be like, I already have my space and then you'll have your space like over here is what I get. Oh my goodness. So they're so funny. I love them. Oh, perfect names too. Delilah and Ducky Louise. I love it. And then Kaya for Kayane. Oh my goodness. You guys have such cool. I love unique pet names because my dog, well, one of them, her name is Kulap. So it's Kulap. And then my other dog is Nugget. So, and those are the names that they both came with when I adopted them, and they both just fit them so well. But I just decided to keep them, right? Like, why change it if the name fits? Like, why change it? So I just kept them. I just kept them the same. So let's see here. So yeah, like if you guys have any like let's see here. Oh, let's see here. My boy is Bobbin because I like to sew, laugh out loud. Oh, I love that. That's a cool name, Bobbin. I love that. Like I love like the unique pet names. Like I love all pet names, right? They're all really cool, but especially the ones that are like unique. I love the unique names. I think they're just so cool. So I think there's just something special about those unique names, right? And then Alyssa says, such a clever name. I know it is, right? I love that Bobbin. Like that's so cool. It's awesome. And then Alyssa says, yeah, it is a clever name, right? Bobbin. I love it. It's so cool. And then I think so too. And then Alyssa says, hey, I love that. So hilarious. Yes, they definitely need their own space. Delilah Sweet Pea Apricot is her whole name. Oh my goodness. I love that. Oh my goodness. So perfect. I'm so glad that she found her way to you and you found your way to her. It's such a perfect, beautiful pairing. I'm so glad that you guys found each other. It's beautiful. It's absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect as it should be, right? It's absolutely amazing. I love it so much. So yes. Yes, yes, yes. Perfect. I'm going to see if anybody has any other questions. And then the cool news is you'll get me, twice this week too, because I'll be back Monday. I mean, no, not Monday, Sunday. Oh my goodness, Sunday at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time for my normal Sunday Night Live. But who knows? Maybe I'll kind of mix it up and do some during the week too. Sometimes maybe I'll throw one in during the week too, because it's cool to have maybe those of you that can't join on Sunday can join tonight, or another night. So there you go. And then see, Melissa says, love it. Oh, thank you, Melissa. And then Michelle says, I was surprised you were on, right? I know exactly, because it's like dun, 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 throwing you guys off, right? And then you're welcome, Alyssa. My pleasure, friend. You're welcome. And then Mandy says his whole name is Sir Elton Von Bobbin. And because you're a big Elton John fan. Awesome. That's awesome. Elton John is like so talented. Like I love that. He's so talented. I love Elton John. That's awesome. Super cool. So he has some good stuff. So yeah. And Michelle says, I'm not usually up at this time. I'm 3 hours ahead. Oh, that's right. So it's like almost 10:30 where you're at. Wow. Yeah. So that's like probably like close to bedtime, right? So yeah, because if you have to wake up early, right? You don't want to be up too late, right? So it's good to get your sleep on, right? That's always good. Get your sleep on, always important. So yeah. Let's see if anybody has any other questions. And if you have anything that, you have like a question in regards to, for the 4th of July, definitely feel free to put that in there, and I think one of the most important things too is just to like watch the projections that we put on our animals too. So just like, imagine them doing well, right? And I think that's super important too. And then Emmy says, how are your dogs? They're quiet. I know they're in the other room, right? They're quiet in the other room, right? I know. You're like, wait, where are they? I know they're quiet. So yes, but they are doing good. They have the AC on, so they are good. Thank goodness for the AC. So ooh, good question. Mandy says, any tips on nuisance barking? Yeah, so that's a great question, right? So the most common thing, and here I'm guilty of this as well, right? So it's like when our dogs bark, it's like, oh, sometimes it's like, okay, like we know the neighbor's walking by, like nobody's breaking in, like there's no reason to bark. It's like, okay, just relax, chill out. I have my dog Cool-Up, right? She loves to bark. Like she'll hear like any neighbor like coming and going, and she'll just always go and bark. And the more I'm like, frustrated about it, the more I'm like, oh my gosh, Cool-Up, stop. Then the more she's like, "Rah, rah, 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 rah," I'm gonna like be more of a nuisance. She's like, "Rah, rah, 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 rah." So so that's so yeah. So usually like what you're saying, you said you usually tell them it's okay and say thank you. That's enough. So yeah. So usually um that's a thing that can definitely help. Like I acknowledge it, but it's like really, I feel like it's the way that you acknowledge it, right? So if you're just like, if you come from a place of gratitude when you acknowledge it, I definitely feel like that's really, really, really helpful, because if we come from like a frustrated place from it, then they're going to pick up on that frustration, and then they're going to bark even more, right? Because they're like, well, wait, why are you yelling at me? And then they're like, blah, 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 blah. Like that's kind of that's kind of like how it is, right? Like that's kind of how that is with that, right? And then hopefully that helps. And then Alyssa says, I love you, bark for her, right? Yeah, I don't do it as good as her. She's the best. And then the other thing that really helps, and I know, some of my people be like, oh my gosh, like that's, I don't know about that. But I have this thing I got at the dollar store, or I think I might have got it in the dollar section of Target. It's my magic little bottle that's like filled with water, right? So what I do is I just like, if they're doing it and like I can't do anything to like get them to stop, is like what I'll do is like I don't have to like actually really spray them anymore, but like I just give them like a little just like spray like that, right? So like nothing, just a little spray of the water. And then they will stop. And now, when I just now, just when I have this spray bottle out, when they just see it, like a lot of times, like I don't even have to like spray anything with it, because they see it, so they know that it's like, okay, like I'm not gonna bark, I'm not gonna bark. So it's really like the most important thing is like having that clear communication. Yeah, like Mandy's saying, like it breaks their focus, right? Because it helps break that focus, right? Because when they're so focused on barking, they're like, "Rah, rah, rah, rah," like I'm gonna do that. So yeah, so definitely the spray bottle, I agree, like it totally helps break their focus. And you said your mom uses a spray bottle too. Yeah, because it can help, right? And it's like, you know what, like it just and sometimes it's like you can kind of just like mix things up. Like sometimes I'll actually also, like if I hear them barking, like my dog Nugget doesn't bark as much. So sometimes I'll like when they bark, I'll like go and look out and be like, okay, like what's out there? What's out there? So then they know that I'm acknowledging that in a different way. So I kind of like to mix the ways up that I do it, so it's not always the same, right? So there's that. So yeah, no, you're most welcome, Mandy, and I love your insight too. Like it's so cool, like because I feel like we all have like so many great perspectives to share, and I feel like it's so important to do that. And that's why I love these lives. I love just hanging out with all of you. It's so cool. And then Emmy says, my friend's basset hound Rilo nuisance barks and nuisance howls. That's hard to be grateful. And then sometimes too, Emmy, I'm glad you brought this up. That's why it's like I love all the questions, because it prompts other things in my mind. So sometimes also too, sometimes they can bark because they're bored too. So sometimes, maybe they're barking or howling because they're bored, right? And it's like, I feel like with this dog Rilo's like, give me some more things to like engage my mind, and more things to like unbury and discover, that will really help me too, because sometimes I do it because I'm bored, is what I get from Rilo. Sometimes I'm doing it because I'm bored. So like, let's do some fun digging together. So I don't know if she could get like a pool and fill it with sand where Rilo can bark, because sometimes they do that out of boredom as well. So yeah, so definitely that can help. And hi, Christy, and hi to Major too. Oh my goodness. Hi to both of you. Yeah, right. See, Mandy says that Bob and boredom barks too, right? And you can kind of tell too, because sometimes it's like that different frequency and that different pitch and that different tone of their bark when they are doing it like as that like boredom thing. So another thing that can help too is a massage stroke, and it's called tapping, right? And you can just kind of tap on the top of their head. You can go like this, go like this, go like this. And sometimes that tapping, and you could like hold their chest as well and tap on top of their head. Sometimes that can give them like a little extra comfort, and that can kind of break their focus too and bring them some more calm as well, right? That can definitely help as well. And then Michelle says, my friend's beagle Joey barked like at me, and I never heard barking like that before. He also did it when I left the house. I feel like that sometimes Joey was like, hey, like how you're here? Like, I'm so excited you're here, but then now you're leaving. Like Joey would be like very like, Joey was like trying to like tell you so much. Joey's like, I'm trying to tell you so much is what I get there. Oh, look at that. Lee saying hi to you, Darlene. I love that. So it's cool you know each other. Oh my goodness. I love that. So there we go. That's so cool. And Lee says another question about Miss Safi. Does she like the training classes we're in, working on tricks and such? Sometimes I just can't tell if she's into it. Oh my gosh. She says like some of the she says like some of the things she's like, really? Like, okay, like whew, like I can get that. That's over the head of like some of the other dogs in there. She's like I can I can get that. I can get that. So she says she likes it, but then she like wants the harder stuff, because she's like, come on. Like I get bored with some of the simple stuff. She's like, weave in some like kind of like complicated stuff for me, because I like to be challenged. So Safi says it's fun, but she says sometimes she's like, come on, move on. She's like, move on. She's like, sometimes she wants them to like go like a little bit faster, because she's like, come on. She's like, this isn't that hard to figure out. She's like, I got this. So sometimes she says like when it's those moments, she's like, oh my goodness. So that's what she's like. She's so funny. I love that. She's so funny. So let's see here. And yeah, let's see here. Let's see here. Emmy says Rilo would love a pool of sand, but the yard is dirt, so probably that would be enough. Yeah, because Rilo's like, I want to like do some like digging, but only like have me dig like in the places that I can dig, like so I don't like not being like being naughty with the digging is what I get with that. So, oh, look at that. Darlene says, hey to Lee, I hope you're well. I love that. And oh, thank you for tagging Connie, Christy. I love that. And Mandy, thank you so much for tuning in. So good to see you. I hope you have a good night too. And thank you for tuning in. It was so great to see you, because I haven't seen you in a while. So it was so nice to see you. So there we go. Let's see here. Lee says that's good to hear. We'll need to get more advanced. Yeah, because she's like, I want more advanced. Like, give me more advanced. So they have nose work for pets, and then I will definitely give them my love, and you give Bob and my love from me too. Thank you, Mandy. Thank you so much, my friend. Love that. So also too, Lee, like there's nose work classes, and then there's also too barn hunt too. I would look into barn hunt and different things like that too. And because your baby's like, I want to be challenged, I want to be challenged, I want to be challenged, and I really, really would like to be challenged. So there is that. And hey, Erica, good to see you. And I know I missed a question up here, so I'm going to go back up here. And then, hey, Shauna, hey, Darlene. Oh, my goodness. I'm like, oh, my goodness. So Darlene saying, hey, Shauna, Millie barks to get our attention. It's how she tells us she's hungry. Yeah, right? Like sometimes they bark for reasons like that. So like sometimes it can be cool to like take a second and reflect and be like, hey, like why are they barking right now? Is it because I'm past their dinner time or past their breakfast time? Because sometimes it can be that. So that's a really good point, Darlene. So thank you, friend. You said, I'd like to know about Millie's itching. Is it some sort of, is it from, is some of it from the salmon I've been giving her? She's She's having me go like this. Ow, she just had me like, woo, really spin my head. She's like, no, no, no. I'm thinking yes. And she's like, nope, it's not really the salmon. She's like, nope, nope, nope. She's like, I still need a little bit of that salmon. She's like, it's not as much the salmon as you're thinking. But she says definitely to look into the flea solutions because she said it's more of like a flea allergy than a food allergy. She's having me put my hands on my hip. She's like, don't be monkeying up with my food again. She's like, don't be doing that, because she's like, I want like that little salmon. Like I want that taste of that salmon. She's like, I want the taste of that. And there was a post on, I think it was Instagram today, that I tagged you in, Darlene. It was from Dr. Karen Becker, and she had like some different solutions for fleas, and one of them was like neem oil, and I totally forgot about that neem oil is one too. So you might want to look at that. So I know that Dr. Karen Becker has like a lot of cool natural tips for fleas. So I would look at that, because I get that it's more of a flea thing than a food thing. Because Millie's like, oh, give me that salmon. Give me that salmon. So there is that. So there we go. So yeah, look on Instagram, because I did that today, because I remember Millie just popped into my head when I saw that post. So there's that. And then Erica says, can I get a message from my buddy? So what, your buddy, he wants me to put my arms straight out like this and says, I love you, love you, love you so much. That's what Buddy wants to say. Like, I want you to remember and know how much you're loved and how much you're treasured and how much I love you, and that I just love, 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 love you so much. I love, 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 love you so much is what Buddy wants to tell you. So there's that. I'm going to see if I have any other questions here. So let's see here. I'm going to see if anybody has any questions here. Anybody have any other questions here? Let's see. I'm going to go back here to my let's see here. And all Erica says he's so affectionate. That's so sweet. Yeah, he says he's the most affectionate one. He says, I'm the one that's the most affectionate, and I'm the best affection one ever. Like, I'm the best affection giver ever. I'm the best, 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 the best is what I get there. And you're so welcome, Erica. You're so welcome. You're so welcome, friend. You're so welcome. And then Abby, hey Abby, good to see you. You said, what is going on with my pup Riley? So right when I tune into Riley, it's like there's something that's like upsetting my stomach. Is what I get. Like, I want to touch my stomach, and it's like something is like upsetting my stomach. Like, like there's something that is upsetting my stomach. That's what I get. Is there something upsetting my stomach? And so Riley says check into that. Check into to what's bothering my stomach, because there's something that is upsetting my stomach. So there's something that is upsetting my stomach is what I get from is what I get there. Oh, so much love to your baby there with that, because I know that's such a hard thing, right? So so there you go. And then Darlene says, thank you, Millie loves salmon. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. And I'm right there with her, because I love my salmon too. Like, I love fish. Like, I could never, ever, ever give up fish, because I love fish so much. It's like fish to me is like what steak is to most people. Like, steak, I could care less about. I haven't had like pork or beef and like, oh my gosh, I don't even remember how many years it's been, and I don't even miss it. To each their own, but like, I just don't I don't miss it. So there you go. We all have our own things we like, right? And doesn't that make the world a beautiful thing, right? When we all have those things that we like. So I'm gonna see if anybody has any last question here. Yeah, so Abby says, thanks. I'm getting worried about her. I'll look into it. Yeah, I definitely would get that checked out, and definitely have them like really look at like my stomach and my gut is what I'm picking up on, and like have them see if it's like some sort of like stomach bug or some sort of like viral thing or something with my stomach, because I just see like a big clump, just like a big thing of like just my stomach just feels upset. It's like there's a big, like there's just something that's like kind of like bothering my stomach and impacting my stomach. And I just see it's like I just have to say what I pick up on. I know it's gonna sound weird, but it's like almost when like a dog throws up and it's like their food is like pretty digested but not digested all the way. She showed me like a pile of that, and like that's how she feels. It's just like feels really like swirly and stuff just kind of like stuck and compacted in my stomach, and I just feel like really like slumpy from that. So really get that looked at. So sending you so much love, Abby. So here for any support you need there, friend. So I think what I'm going to do is wrap it up, so because I got to go take care of a couple things for my dogs there in the other room. But the good news is I have my link tree above, which I shared my my 4th of July special that I have, and then also to now I have my regular sessions that I do too. And you're so welcome, Michelle. And the cool thing is I'll be back this Sunday at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So I'm just so grateful for all of you for tuning in, and I'm happy that I could, be here with you tonight since I wasn't able to jump on last night. And thank you again so much for tuning in, and I hope you all have a fantastic night, and I will look forward to connecting with you at Sunday at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So for some more free little mini animal communication readings. All right, bye for now. Much love. Take care.